My name is Russ, and I'm here with WayFi Wireless, and I'm really excited to talk to you about unlocking cellular over Wi-Fi. So this is an incredible technology that's been in the industry for quite a while, over 10 years in fact, but it's really started to take storm, especially over the last 2 years, especially over the past couple of months here at WayFi Wireless. There's a lot of people who have questions about it. This webinar here is going to help you really answer a lot of those questions about how it works, why would I use it? And really, for those who are looking for another revenue stream, how much can I make? Just to get an idea. So we've got a quick screenshot here. This kind of shows what it looks like. We'll have some further screenshots in the presentation. But at a high level, this is a seamless technology. There's no ads, there's no pop-ups. This is a great addition to any type of location or venue, as it's called in the industry. It's looking to improve their connectivity. And we're going to go through some of the reasons why you would use this technology. So jumping into this next here, what is seamless Wi-Fi offload? So there's a couple different names for it. I'm going to cover those really quickly. At a high level, we're looking at Passpoint Hotspot 2.0 technology. If you look at the spec sheets or white sheets for your Wi-Fi OEM vendor, that's what they're going to call it. Every major Wi-Fi OEM vendor already supports this. So there's a lot of vendors out there like Ubiquiti. We've got here a picture of one of our partners, Alta Labs. All of their Wi-Fi equipment supports this natively. Also, if you're using Ruckus, if you're using Cisco, if you're using Aruba, all that equipment natively supports this. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to install anything. That's what's amazing about this technology. Your Wi-Fi APs already can do this today. In fact, most organizations that we work with, if they really want to get up and running, like if you're an ISP or MSP and you like to move quickly, we can get this up and running typically within 30 minutes per vendor. So it's really easy. And it's a one-time setup. We hold your hand for the first time we set this up, but we have lots of extra configuration guides on our website. Check that out under guides under wayfirewireless.com. And that's going to allow you to see how you can configure this. So again, we help you here and we don't charge for any of that. Our guides are all open to the community. Our main mission here is trying to enhance global connectivity. And that's what really part of our mission here of how we're going to do this. So why would you use this? Well, number one, it's automatic. Working with the cellular carriers, their phones just connect. How do they know to connect? Well, in effect, what happens here with Wi-Fi, you set up a new SSID. It does have to be a dedicated SSID because the beacon frames are actually customized and advertised to cellular carriers. So they may advertise a cellular carrier right over the Wi-Fi, and the phones, because they're on, let's say, carrier A, they actually see that beacon frame and they go, hey, that carrier code matches me. I'm that carrier. I'm going to try to connect. And we go ahead and send that connection over radius through our infrastructure, process it, send it to the appropriate carrier, and then after that, they accept it, and that acceptance comes back. And then after that, accounting traffic is sent by the OEM vendor there that we process, and that's how we're able to bill the carriers for your traffic. This is a secure experience. So this uses WPA2 and WPA3. It's fully supported. Supported on all modern equipment, so Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 5 does support it as well. We don't recommend Wi-Fi 5, but if you're in the middle of transitioning, it is possible to use this. This is powered really by Passpoint Hotspot 2.0 again. Just look for those words in your spec sheets and you'll see how it works. Now, why is the industry using this technology? Well, in a nutshell, I don't know if you're like me and you're like, man, I've been using cellular technology for about a decade. How come I still have spotty coverage? How come my calls still drop? How's that possible? I mean, it's amazing what we're doing now with AI. It's amazing what we're doing now with new rocket technology and plans to go to Mars. How come calls still drop? How come we still have unreliable connectivity? And the truth of it, and in my opinion, is we just haven't fixed this yet. It's still not perfect. Now, there's a lot of traditional costly solutions out there, and you can absolutely use those. You're talking about things like 5G DAS, digital application systems. I actually have one of those companies near me that I know very well, and they sell these to a lot of organizations. Big problem with them, they're very slow and they're very expensive, meaning it's typically going to take at a minimum 6 months to a year, if not longer. 2 years is not unheard of at all. And as far as cost, you're looking at 80,000, 100,000, maybe a lot more. Depends on how big of a system you need. And there's all the maintenance costs. Somebody has to take care of all that equipment. You got to have an engineer ready to jump in and fix it. Equipment does fail, it needs maintenance. So this is the problem that we fix. With Wi-Fi, you've already got the hardware. You've already got everything that you need. You've already got the hardware. You've already got the software. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to license anything. You don't need another engineer. You're turning on to their SSID. You likely already have a guest network that may have a captive portal turned on. You probably already have a guest VLAN. All you're going to do, this is just another way to enhance connectivity and have a better experience for all of your customers that use your equipment out there. So if you're an ISP, your customers are going to have better connectivity. Businesses that you work with are going to have better connectivity, as well as with MSPs. If you're selling services, this is something that pretty much sells itself. Instead of having to buy an expensive repeater, especially with school districts who are really cash strapped these days and they're looking for any grant money for anything that they need, like, you've already got the equipment. You just need to turn this on. So it's pretty simple here to onboard it. So you easily onboard your access points, and we basically configure what's a Passpoint SSID. We walk you through this on the first time. Most wireless engineers, even though it's in the documentation and the major vendors have supported us for years, it's the first time they're doing this. So we make sure it's a frustration-free experience, and you're working with peers who are experts in this technology. After it's configured, the second it comes online, it starts working. You're going to see devices connecting the second it's online. So it takes about usually 30 minutes, comes online, you're going to see devices coming in, and we verify that live with you on the call. So we kind of have this white glove approach. We believe in having the best customer service in the industry. So all of our support that we have is US based, which is fantastic. So they all speak really good English. They're not getting outsourced to South America or to another country. And they're available 24/7, 365. Always happy to help. We actually have a support phone number, so you can actually get a hold of somebody. So that really allows us to differentiate from the other solutions that are out there. Last part of this is data offload. So for people who are really saying, wow, I really want my phone to just work, can this help me get there? Yes. This is simple. This is easy. We're experts in this technology. We have multiple airports across the country that are using this technology, including one of the busiest airports that we have that's servicing millions of people in the capital of Madison, Wisconsin. So we're very familiar with this technology. We're experts in it. We're also part of the Wireless Broadband Association, which manages the technology standards for this worldwide with all the carriers. So under the hood, obviously we talked about Hotspot 2.0 and Passpoint. So you already have compatible hardware. Automatic authentication. So there's no pop-ups. There's no password. Your SIM card is already going to do SIM authentication. For some of the smaller carriers, like virtual network operators that work with the larger carriers, they usually just load a cert onto there. Regardless, the experience that they have is really similar, meaning that it's just automatic. It's just seamless. This is something that is a pleasure to use. Wi-Fi only becomes like, I don't want to mix words here because I've worked in the cellular industry a long time, both at Verizon Wireless as well as at US Cellular. So, they're almost like Wi-Fi cell sites, not to mix it through. Now, we're all using Wi-Fi technology here. There's no cellular frequencies involved. So it's really an elegant solution here that's taking a lot of storm and taking off throughout the industry. So the connection is secure. Carriers support it. This has been through security audits. Obviously, if this is running in airports, it's pretty serious. And also the carriers secure this as well. It's all anonymized. We don't see anything. And the APs, once they're configured, they automatically broadcast the industry identifiers, which means that all the phones automatically know who to connect to. And we walk you through configuring that. It's quite easy when working with us. Supported user devices here. What's great about this technology, so the majority of your traffic comes from cell phones, but this works on, iPads, this works on tablets, this works on, whether it's a Mac or a Windows laptop or a desktop. It also works on cars. So there's a major automobile manufacturer. We see quite a few of their cars and trucks jumping onto our network for offload while they're sitting in the parking lot because, well, they roam too. So that's nice about it. This is seamless. So you can see here, a screenshot here of a carrier that's in the industry here that we have a relationship with, and it's nice and seamless being able to have devices automatically connect, automatically have an SSD come up. Now you control the SSID. We highly recommend you stick to the one here, Cellular Offload, because it's nice, neutral, and it's normal, and devices who have connected to that like to connect to that again. But you can control that. You can use that for advertising your business, or just say maybe it's part of your school district. Maybe it's part of the venue. Maybe we're talking about something like a city park. So it's nice, it's seamless, it's automatic, and it works on anything recent here. In the slide here, we've got the specifics of what builds they have to be in at a minimum, but pretty much anything modern already works with this, and it's a seamless experience. So what is really the advantage of this? Because you might say, well, I've already got captive portal and it seems to work pretty well. I've already got maybe a open network just as guest. Maybe I have a restaurant using this, and it's okay. It seems to work good enough. So what is the advantages here of why you'd want to use this technology? And we list here some of the major ones. We've got a lot more on our website too, in some of our case studies. But the main thing is that this is automatic. So they're not bothering you or your technical staff about, hey, the captive portal isn't working for me. What's the username and password again? I'm sorry, I misspelled it. Was that a 1 or a 2? Oh, sorry, it looked like a 5. You don't have to worry about hour and time being wasted. There's no interaction necessary from the user. This is all automatic. Their phones automatically jump on. Now, this doesn't work for fast-moving vehicles, so really at a walking pace or slower, they're going to have enough time to connect. The first connection usually takes about a second or so. As I mentioned here, the second we configure this, you can imagine how somebody driving down the freeway, they might pass through Wi-Fi. That's pretty much as long as they're going to be within range of one access point that's out there. So that's a little too fast for it, but walking pace or slower, if they're sitting down, maybe having something to eat at a restaurant, maybe they're waiting for their flight, waiting for their bus, maybe they're at the park just taking it easy. And they don't have to have their phone open. As long as they have Wi-Fi turned on their phone, which pretty much everyone does, but they always have control of their device. They can always turn it off as well. We're not forcing them to use this. This is not a nice automatic feature. This is carrier grade security, WPA2, WPA3, if you want to go that high, is completely supported here. And what's nice about this becomes a revenue stream. For those of you who like to use this and say, wow, I'd really like my Wi-Fi to kind of have another way of bringing in revenue for the organization. You can do that with this. This is great. So carriers pay for this coverage. They pay for this data. And I'll kind of go into more detail here. So a public Wi-Fi, if you're an open guest, makes it quite open. You can put some things in place that make it a little more difficult, but it's still very easy for them to snoop on each other. And it creates more of a security concern. You have staff who are wasting time, which really is money for a business. And at the end of the day, like paid data, I'm not going to find a carrier who's going to pay you for captive portal data. Example venues here. So these are just some numbers that we pulled from our fleet of devices. So we are international. We work with a lot of different types of, what's called venues in the industry that are out there. So hospitality, things like hotels, resorts, campgrounds. And this technology, I recommend using it everywhere. In rural locations where there's not the best coverage, carriers tend to buy a lot of data there because, hey, they want to improve it there. We also support emergency services as well. So for police, fire, that's not just, the major carriers you think of, like the big three. It's also the emergency services that those carriers offer as well. And we have here some average earnings here that we see over a year. Again, you could earn more than this, you could earn less than this. These are averages to give you an idea. Is this worth my time? Should I turn this on? So kind of coming up here, hospitality is doing pretty well. Event centers do well. Education and healthcare do well. We do have quite a few locations in education and healthcare that do turn off kind of the revenue component because they're not really interested in revenue. They just want the best quality. Sometimes we see that with enterprise as well. So with sometimes with banks or credit unions or corporate headquarters for major companies, they're really more interested in connectivity. So we do see that now and then. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of take myself out here so you can see that last one. So the last one here is transit stations. So we're seeing about $12,000 a year. We'll see it. So these are busy airports, busy bus stations, a lot of traffic, and a lot long dwell time. So that's really what we're interested here in kind of giving you an idea of what is the revenue, what am I actually going to earn. So this kind of gives you an idea here. Is it worth your time? That's a fair amount of money, and I can buy a lot of APs, pay for a lot of installs, in our opinion. But I'll let you be the judge here if it's worth your time or not. So now that we've talked through some venues that are out there, industry adoption. So tier one operators here, like T-Mobile, have announced that they're supporting Passpoint. Most of the major vendors now are supported by WayFi Wireless. I'm going to show you a map here of all the carriers from all the countries that we support. We have a wide range of carriers. We like to say we have support the most in the industry. Right now, it's about 258 carriers that we support internationally. So we have the best coverage here in the United States, where we're headquartered, but we also have a lot of carriers in South America, in Europe, and across the rest of the world as well. I'm going to dive into that coverage map pretty soon here. But roughly, if we're talking about a location in the US, we can cover about 70% of the cellular devices that are going to come in range of an access point, which is quite a bit. We're working on one relationship with one of the larger ones that has been kind of a holdout on this, but they're coming through and we're confident we're going to have them soon. Cable providers, if you're one of them who works with like Spectrum or Xfinity and you're a customer of them, so I have Spectrum as well. It automatically jumps on. A lot of them have very low cost plans and plans that are free for the first year. So they're big adopters of this technology if you ever go near a Spectrum store. And of course, venues. So one thing that not a lot of people are aware of is stadiums, airports are graded pretty heavily on what is the user experience. That includes wireless connectivity. So a lot of them are trying to think, how can I have a better experience when people go to my airport or go to my stadium to see a game? And this is a great way, fantastic way to improve the experience. And that's really kind of drops into kind of case study that we had with an airport. So we had an airport here in Madison, Wisconsin, that had an issue with their Wi-Fi saying, we already have a guest Wi-Fi solution and we'd like to see more adoption of it. So how can we fix that? How can we make that better? We worked with them and said, well, actually there's existing technology. It's called Passpoint. It's natively supported by your Wi-Fi OEM that you've already got installed. That's already professionally site surveyed and put in. We can turn this on so that now cellular devices automatically connect. No more password, no more captive portal issues, no more troubleshooting. It just works. They're like, this is fantastic. Right, what we're looking for. And after they enabled this with us, they saw more people using it and their satisfaction scores starting to go up. So this was fantastic. First 60 days, connected about 170,000 passengers. We had 1.2 million secure sessions, and Wi-Fi calling had a dramatic uptake. So this works great for that. And if you want to see more case studies, feel free to scan the QR code. That'll take you to your website so you can take a look and see really more detail what's going on. Maybe you're thinking of a hospital. Hospital is another great use case for this. Maybe you know a local university or school district that said either we have a connectivity struggle or we're looking for additional revenue. Both those use cases work very, very well with this technology. So what we do, we partner with a wide range of clients who have Wi-Fi that they manage. So a lot of this is venues, ISPs, MSPs, enterprises, airports, for example, come up very often. Seeing a lot of corporate headquarters, a lot of companies that have branch offices where they bring in, so maybe a bank or a credit union, for example. Would see a lot of value out of this seamless Wi-Fi offload. So for paid carrier offload, and again, not everyone wants to turn this on, but for those who do, this is often a significant revenue driver where now you're saying, wow, I didn't know that my busy fast food location could be making, in some cases, several hundred per month, month over month. That adds up very quickly when it comes to a year. So now why do carriers use this? So carriers are where the revenue is coming from. They're what driving this industry. Why? Because they really, really care about reducing churn, reducing customer turnover, keeping them happy and connected. All the issues that I mentioned are still issues that they're working on. We still don't have perfect coverage. This helps them get closer to perfect coverage and really take care of their valued customers so that they're not churning. They're having a fantastic experience on equipment that is installed and managed professionally. So that's really where we come in and make this kind of a win-win. There's revenue involved for the right partners who say, wow, this would really fix a lot of issues I have at my restaurant, my venue, or maybe working with a large hotel or motel that's maybe in some places that gets a lot of traffic. Maybe I'm, somewhere near Miami and I've got a lot of people coming into vacation here and I'd like to give them the best experience possible. What we often see too, and there's a couple of case studies out there on this, is that when connectivity is better, your customers tend to stay in whatever venue that is longer and have a higher satisfaction. So depending on which study you use, on the low end, it's usually in the single digits, but in the high end, I've seen as high as 40%, sometimes north of that, saying, wow, this is amazing. They tend to sit down, spend more time, buy more food, take more time at the bar, etc. So this makes a lot of sense. One thing that we've done here to help move the industry forward is created a nice onboarding portal. I'm going to show you a little bit more about this and kind of our demo version of this that shows you some stage data that we've got for what this would look like if you were to onboard today. But this allows you to add your own access points, gives you a nice visual, comforting interface to see how is this technology actually working across the locations that I manage, what type of data is going through, how is it being utilized, what are the trends. So this is fantastic. It makes it very, very easy for you to see how is your fleet of APs doing. Also, it includes a lot of transparent information about how much am I earning per gig, how much did I get paid last month, how much did I get paid several months ago. All that data is put in there. We're very transparent about how this works, and we're vendor neutral. We do a lot of work with Alta Labs, but we also do a lot of work with other vendors as well. So my call to action here is come get started with us. Schedule an onboarding call. There's a QR code there. You can always contact us at wayfirewireless.com. Our entire team here is ready, waiting to talk to you. We can't wait to answer your questions about this technology. If there's anything that I didn't cover, feel free to reach out. We do have webinars that are going on regularly that really allow you to have an interactive Q&A time. I tend to attend all those myself, so we can directly engage and you can get it really straight from us. Any question that you have about any part of this technology or use cases, or maybe you have an idea, you're like, I think it could work here. What do you think? We're happy to answer those questions and try to give you some hard metrics around that as well. I mentioned we've got a lot of guides, so we try to be, again, the most transparent in the industry about how this technology works, how to configure it. We have a nice, easy, simple solution to where you just put up one SSID across all your APs and they all function the same and it just works. It's very simple, it's very easy. And then for those who choose to use this to be a significant revenue driver, we also pay out over ACH monthly. So again, this is very simple, very easy to use. And we have lots of examples of ISPs, MSPs, enterprise companies, banks, credit unions, airports that are all using this and have been using this with us for a long time. We are a very close partner with Alta Labs. So if you use one of their APs and you use Alta Boost, you are using WayFi Wireless's technology in the background. So we've got here kind of a QR code that take you to that nice announcement where now you can see how does this work. That answers a couple more questions. There's nice Q&A there, but we're natively integrated with them. So if you just click Boost, that gets you up and running. Now, if you want to have paid offload, that requires you to register with us. And the nice thing about Alta Boost is that if you just want to try this out, it's a one-click button, it starts working. You don't have to register anything. You don't have to talk with us. You can just try it out, see if you like it, see how it works. And then if you're like, I think since the carriers are using this, maybe I should be earning from this. Go ahead and contact us, and basically we'll just modify that configuration just a little bit, register the locations, and now you're earning with that. So that's a nice way for you to kind of learn about this technology and try this out. Getting started with us is really simple. We usually recommend scheduling a consultation with me or one of the people on our team about how does this work, anything we didn't cover, something we want to dive into, some examples. Configuration is always at no cost. Tech support is at no cost. We make all our revenue from data. That's it. Unlike, we have competitors in the industry like everybody else. They charge usually quite a bit for tech support. A lot of their tech support is going to come from other countries. You can be charged for things like registering locations. You can be charged for things like education. You can be charged for using the portal. Again, there's no charge here to use this. All that we do is charge a small service fee to processing this traffic for you and making this simple and easy so that really it's just turn on and use it. That also includes the portal. So we don't charge for the portal. That's something that we're managing, and we're usually pushing out at least one update a month to it. And we also are always looking for feedback of what you're looking for. Are there more metrics that you need? How can we better serve you on that portal? And it has fantastic features like telling you if APs are not sending any more paid traffic, for instance. You might be having traffic going through it, but not all of it might be paid. It might be unpaid traffic, and letting you know that that's happening. So you're like, okay, maybe I need to look at the configuration or the AP got, frozen or stuck and I need to reboot it. So we're easy to get in touch with. You've got our address here, email, telephone number. We think that's what really kind of differentiates us from a lot of others in the space. We kind of operate with, normal businesses that want someone they can talk to. They don't want to have to, do anything that's, strange or different that's out there. We try to make this really simple, really easy, and provide just somewhat a trusted partner that you can work with that is experts in this technology.